Hello and welcome to the video on the simplest and fastest way to make a two-axis perceptual map in Excel. What we're going to look to make is this. As you can see, a quite complex map with all the letters of the alphabet. So we're going to make this fairly quickly. So I'm going to put this aside, so we'll come back to this when we've done our own. I've got the steps here, 1 to 9, to create this. Some of these are optional, but we'll get there. First thing we do is we've got to have our data ready, and we need these components, whether we need brand names, so A, B, C. I've got just letters here to show you, but you would type in actual names of companies or brands. You need two attributes. As you can see, dull runs across here, and the opposite to that is fun. And we need an opposite here, simple to complex. And we need a scale that fits on, or we coordinate it to the map. So you can see, if I just bring this back, product A or brand A is 9 and 9. So it fits here. So it's fun and complex. Brand B is dull and complex. So it fits here. So that's what we're trying to get to. And I've also got the size of the map of each dot. So if I change B, for example, and make that 3, you can see it's a relative thing, and all the others have been pushed down to be smaller. We would use that to highlight our company or highlight key competitors, or perhaps do it on a market share basis, but this is just a relative. If it's all set the same, then all the circles are the same size. So now we've got our data. I'm going to grab the data and go to step 2, which is insert a bubble chart. So I've got all my data there. I come up to insert, and it brings up a whole bunch of things. I want to go to charts. That's a scatter chart or a bubble chart there. And then I go, okay, I want that one. And as you can see, surprisingly, this will work out to be the same. Let's make that a bit bigger so you can see what we're working with. We've got this to start with. Then I want to call it something. And what I'm going to do is I can type over the top of that, or I can put a formula up here and go back to something I've already done. So I've already got the title, so it's picking it up there. As you can see, there's a formula there. I want to remove the grid lines because in my ultimate map I just need two axes, as you can see. So I'm going to go up to click on the map. It brings up this menu, hit the plus button, and I'm going to take out grid lines. So they're gone. Then I need to have not the axis at the sides, I need the axis through the middle. So again, I will click on the map. I will hit the plus to bring up that, and I want to go to axis, and I'll just go to more options. Okay, and up here it'll tell me what axis I'm working on. So I'm working on the horizontal. Now my data is in the range of 1 to 9, as you can see. So I'm going to set this 0 to 10. So the maps, the chart itself is a little bit outside. And I want the vertical to cross at the middle. So I'm going to set that to 5. And then I'm going to do the same thing, click up there and go to the vertical. I'm going to make that 0 to 10 again. And I'm going to set that to go through the middle as well. And in terms of where we are, I'll just close that. I've got the lines through the middle, but I also have the numbers, and I don't want that there. So again, I click back here, bring up plus, go across to axis, and as you can see down here, I have tick marks and labels, and I do not want any labels. So that's gone there, and I'll go change the second one, the vertical one, and go to labels and set it to none. We go back to our map, we've got the circles and all the dots. Now I want to set data labels. So what I do, click on the map, plus, and I want to come up to data labels, and I'm always going to use this triangle, go across, go to more options. And I do not want the values, I don't want leader lines. What I want is the brand name. So I have to go to value from cells, go there, and it's going to ask me where are the brand names. And I'm just going to come down here and go OK. Now they're not in the center, so I have to come down underneath and go, I want them in the center. So we go now back to our map, and now we can see we have all the maps, dots there, all the circles with the brand names in there. So if I was to change this to Coca-Cola or something, it automatically changes. So it's all linked to my data. If I wanted to move this across, I could do so, etc. Okay, so you can see now our circles are a little bit bigger than what we're here. So I can just scale that in a second. Okay, to make the bubbles whatever size you want, as I said, these numbers here, the number 1, that changed the relative size. So if I make, so that's changing it relativity. But what if we wanted to change it overall? Again, I click on the chart, it'll bring up menu options. I go to format. And what I want to format over here is the series. This is all these numbers, A to Z are the data series. And I want to format it. And I'll bring up this option here. And I want to scale the bubble size. So let's make it half the size. I'll make that 50 instead of 100. And we have something similar here. I can make it bigger or smaller. It'll depend on how many brands you have on your perceptual map. Then I want to add the access labels. You can see I've got complex, simple, etc. How do I do that? Click on the map. I want to insert a text box. So that's under illustrations and shapes, or it's over here as either way. I then come here and I have to put 4 of them in. So I have it there. I'm going to make an equal sign, and that's our complex one. And then I just have to make it a bit bigger, and I can then play around with that. I can center it accordingly and then move it into its position. Okay, so if I move the map, it's connected. Okay, so I need to click on the map first. If I don't do it and I put a text box on it, drag it onto it, it will not stay in position. So I will quickly do the other 4 for you. So remember, which is simply inserting a text box of some description. So I'll just do the next quickly. Okay, I'm back with the 4 attributes in place. If you have something like that, you just click on it and you just make it a bit bigger. You can box these, you can format these as you would normal any text. And then finally, we need to play with the format. I've got a slightly different color here. You pick what you like. So it's a similar thing. Format, again, this is the series data. Brings up, when we click format selection, it'll bring up this option. Say we wanted to change colors. This is already set to the blue, so we make it a different color. That's probably a bit bright for a perceptual map, but just as an example. And if we wanted to change one in particular, I double click on it. So I've just clicked, they all come up, I've double clicked that. And if I wanted to change that particular one, let's not make it quite as bright. So that's us there, and that's it. So they're the steps. Have your data, get the data, use the text you already have to set the headings, etc. And then we have to go through. The axis has changed. The bubble size has changed for formatting. And as we can see, if I make this a bit smaller, even though it's a different color, we have a similar map, or the same map, it's just in a different size. So hopefully that's the best way to do it for you, and good luck with your perceptual mapping.